I
do it again.
I really, really hope that's the cover picture.
God, I hope so.
Hopefully it was on time to do that. So it's Pancake Sex Book Club.
Hooray!
Yay!
And this month we read Attachments by Rainbow Rowell, which was my pick, and it's about a dude reading people's emails and falling in love with a girl. That's about the gist. And we have Amelia.
Hello!
Mel.
Hello.
Ness, who's tea, I guess, what you have?
Oh no, this is a beer float. So.
Oh, okay, a beer float.
Be jealous, everyone.
I wonder what she's having. Man.
Beer float.
I'm coming over.
Right.
It's probably a long drive, but I'll come. If you give me beer floats, I will visit.
I've got a guest room now, so it's totally cool.
Nice. Oh yeah,
so,
congrats on the house. Haha.
Yeah, congrats. Let's, I guess let's do initial thoughts. Mel, what do you think of the book?
I thought it was actually really interesting. I thought that the banter between the two women who were Jessica and Beth.
Jennifer.
Jennifer. That's
It's
bad.
okay.
I only just, finished this book not too long ago.
I
thought
kept forgetting that girl's name, so.
Well, it's funny too, is I listened to the audiobook too, and it was like every 5 seconds, it's like Jennifer Scribner Schneider to Beth, whatever her last name is.
Oh, that's annoying. It read it out every time.
Yeah. At such and such time and date. But I thought their banter between the two of them was really funny and witty, so I enjoyed it. And I also thought it was interesting how it kind of kept that perspective between the two of them. Like, you didn't really know what was going on between the two of them outside of their emails, but then with Lincoln, you know, it kind of had his day-to-day life and whatever, which I guess is the only way you could really do it to make sense. But I liked it. It was good. It was funny and cute and, easy. Those are my initial definitions. Sorry.
Amelia, go.
I agree. I liked it, and it was very light.
Uh-oh.
I lost sound. Did anyone else?
For Nazis.
Oh, I
Did you
heard
guys
Nazis.
Yeah, I heard better than
Nazis.
Better than Nazis.
I had a little bit of internet interruption. Hopefully it will not continue. Anyway, I said it was light read after Nazis. That's what I said.
Right.
And it was cute. I liked it. I didn't love it, but I thought it was really cute, really entertaining, very light read, very fun.
I just thought of another thing. Sorry to interrupt. I thought the time frame was, like, I don't know when this book was written, but when it was placed, like, right before Y2K, I was, like, continually entertained by that whole, like, everyone getting ready for Y2K. So that was funny.
Everyone freaking out, like, what, should I stay home? What's going to happen? Yeah.
Yeah. Especially the boss of Lincoln. Like,
Greg.
How many of us were out of high school when that all happened in 2000?
Not me.
Not I.
What do I have to say about that?
Right before Y2K happened, I was like 10 and begging my parents for a computer and the internet, and they're like, no, we have to wait till after Y2K, and I'm like, I'll be fine.
Oh, I had a computer and internet then.
Lord.
I was a senior in high school. I was almost out of it. I'm almost as old as you.
I was only... I was a couple years out of high school.
I was like 11.
So old. Oh my god,
Yeah, I
guys.
probably just turned 11.
It really
Mel and I are like the same age. I'm like a couple months older than her.
The worst part is that my son was born that year.
Oh my god.
Oh
That's the
God.
worst part. He was born in 99.
Woo!
In my defense, I was very young when I had him, but still.
It's okay. That's the best part about Pancake Sex Book Club. Unites everyone.
That's
Yeah,
right.
hang out with really old people.
Diverse
and really
The ancients are allowed.
I
like to think we're the best brand of really old and really young people.
Yeah.
True. Very true.
Sure.
I'm gonna go, and then I'm gonna let Ness go last because I bet she has lots of feelings on this book.
I have lots of feelings about part of this book, yes.
I know. I figured.
I kept on thinking about Ness when we were reading this. I kept on thinking about you.
It made me cry.
Oh.
I'll tell you why when it's my
Oh
turn.
no.
I really liked the book too. It was just really fun and light and cute. And I read all of other Rainbow Rowell's other books besides her newest one, and really, really liked them all. And this was just more of that, like, her writing. This is her writing style. Is like that super, like, fun, cute. Even if it's like kind of a depressing story, like Eleanor and Park, you're still like, oh my god, this is still adorable. And weird love, like always weird love, which I like weird love. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
Like not the standard, boy meets girl, whatever.
Yeah.
Girl is sexy real estate agent.
Or sexy succubus.
I'm plugging in my internet. That's why my face disappeared.
That's fine. Oh, I'm sick. Sorry, everyone, while I cough constantly tonight. Ness, go ahead. Give us your opinion. Why you cried.
I liked the book. It made me cry to see newspapers having that much resources.
That's tragic. Like to be able to hire Y2K guys.
To have a whole copy desk of people who just copy edit and write headlines. That's
a
having
sad
a features
story.
writer? No, we don't have that. That doesn't exist anymore.
Aww.
It's crazy.
So you just do like 10 jobs?
Yeah.
Ugh.
And probably made less than Lincoln does in this book.
Yeah, he does pretty well for
Right?
a guy who sits around all day.
Yeah.
I know. I was like, so on that point, could you do his job?
Oh my
Could you
god.
sit there and read
Yeah.
people's emails? I know, right? Wouldn't it be the best?
Maybe it makes me sound like a really terrible person. Not that I would go in intentionally right now, go in look in my husband's email or something like that. But his job, I'd be like, that would be the best thing ever. Just to read all the flagged emails. And he even had go ahead from his boss Greg, yeah, read whatever you want and do whatever you want. And he had so much moral thoughts on it himself, which I mean, good for him as a character. But I was just, if it was me, I'd be like, hell yeah, I'm reading all of these flagged emails. I'm a terrible person.
No, I was like, I would read the flagged emails and report people because it would be interesting to see what got flagged, I guess.
It's really just
but
people
I also,
talking about sex, right?
Yeah, I know. So why not read it? But also, I would love his job because he just gets to sit there and read books at his desk.
Yeah.
I know.
It's a better thing to get paid for.
I don't know. He complained a lot about having to sit around and that he was being paid a lot of money to do nothing. But, I would utilize that time so much. I would sit there. I would write a fucking novel on my work shift if I had, to be paid to sit there and do nothing. That would be amazing. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
yeah, in
somebody
front of a
who has way
computer?
too much to do at work.
Yeah. But I would totally do his job.
Yeah, I agree. Would you guys? Ness, Amelia?
I totally would.
Yeah.
I would definitely use it to write a novel. Otherwise I would get bored, to be honest. It would drive me crazy to do nothing all the time. Maybe for a month it'd be fun, and then I'd lose my crap. I have to be busy.
This was a point when I read it in the book that stuck out to me. When he starts going to the gym and the girl says your elbows tell how muscular you can be. Did anyone else go, what?
I was like, what the shit?
What do you think? What do you think?
Dude, you can be totally
I
buff.
don't know.
I am totally buff. What now?
Oh. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I was like,
I was just
what?
I was imagining dudes at the gym like, hey, dude, check my elbows.
I have never heard that before.
No, me
I hadn't either. I thought it was so funny.
It was amazing.
All right, so Y2K is a huge plot point in this book. What do you guys have, as far as Y2K memories?
Well, like I said, I was literally like begging my parents to get a computer because I knew that the internet was the future, even though it's 10, or whatever, in 1999. Yeah, it was 10. But yeah, like I just remember like that whole thing of everyone like the buzz of what's gonna happen. Like I remember that. That was so real, and like my parents were those people, so it's funny.
Yeah, my mom was totally one of those people. I remember her buying lots of canned food and sticking it in our basement
Mm-hmm.
because somehow the
Uh-oh.
internet was gonna break everything.
Mhm.
Yeah, people thought it was gonna like shut down everything. I don't know if they thought like there was gonna be mass chaos or what, but I remember tons of news stories about stocking up on water and especially down here in the Southwest where we live, like people like to stock up on water and people filling their bathtubs and all this stuff. Like,
Mhm.
wow. People were freaked out. And then it was the greatest anticlimax moment of the new millennium. Like,
Yes.
or absolutely nothing will happen. Right on. Nothing happened.
I was that, like, my parents were pretty early adopters of tech, so, like, in first grade we had a computer and AOL. So by the time, like, Y2K rolled around, I was like, this is stupid. Like, all of these adults are overreacting, and I'm sure they can fix it. I was really into tech then, too, so, I mean, I still like technology, don't get me wrong, but yeah, I was just like, these people are idiots. If they think this is gonna bring all this shit down. I was like the logical kid to all these adults are just like going on, and I'm just like, no, that's not how it works, guys.
I was never really clear on what disaster was supposed to occur because of computers not being able to know the date. Like, what? Like, I guess people thought maybe automated systems might blip or shut down, but
Yeah.
like why that would lead to needing to stockpile food in your basement in case of the apocalypse, I don't know. I don't know why one led to the other. Like, oh no, I can't get money out of the ATM for a couple days. Like, what?
Well, and also
Okay.
they were changing the programming like right before, so it would have been fixed before the bug happened. Like actually, because they were all freaking out about it and fixing it.
Yeah.
And it was
a
an
weird
easy
time.
fix. You just turn the year to a 4-digit year code instead of a 2. Like, come on, people. I guess Ness I'm sure you put the newspaper office. I'm sorry,
That was
that
was
newspaper
totally-
office.
That totally wasn't me, you guys.
Yeah, no,
It was
not at all.
absolutely not me.
Oh, dream
Let me-
newspaper.
Let me paint you a picture with my imagination brush of what my newspaper office looks like right now. It is 2/3 empty. There are 12 of us who work there, and we put out a newspaper every day.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's incredible.
That
Is there a
feat.
film critic?
God, no.
That was one of the things that I was like thought was hilarious. I'm like, man, it'd be so sweet to go watch a movie and then write a film review for a newspaper and be paid for that.
And that's
Right?
100% of your job at all times.
Yeah.
I'd be good at
worst.
that job. I like to see movies. See, that's a job I could do any day.
I also like in that sort of thinking, like in the actual book, when she at the end, when Beth went to the movie theater where Lincoln was at, and they like literally made out for the entire movie, I was like, I wonder what she wrote. Like,
She got it pushed back, apparently, the deadline.
oh right,
That
that's
doesn't
right.
happen. That doesn't happen.
I know. I was
ever.
like, what a bad employee. I'm going to go have makeouts in the movie theater instead of watching it to write my review.
That was the awkwardest makeout scene. Like, they didn't say
We're going to sit
anything.
here and make out for 2 hours, and then I'm just going to leave.
Not
Run
speak.
away. Yeah.
Not have any kind of conversation.
Right? And then they're surprised when he showed up at the office right after. Like, what are you doing here? Like, what do you think he's doing there? You just made out and then left.
Seriously. Bizarre. That was a bizarre moment.
It was. On that point of Lincoln, I guess, a little bit, do you think you could get over the invasion of privacy? Or was it one? I don't know. What do you guys think?
I get the part where he did sort of invade in that he should have given them a warning to stop, and he didn't, just to kind of continue reading. But at the same time, like, they were doing that with their work email, and
Mm-hmm.
you know, it's kind of justified. Like, when in the end, when Beth was saying how Jennifer wanted to report him, it's like, for what? He was doing his job, so yeah.
Yeah, there's
I
nothing to
agree.
report him for. He didn't do anything like wrong.
Yeah.
It was a
I
little
mean,
skeevy, but
I thought in some ways I identified with his friend's wife, I think it was, who said that like he fell in love with her, not like how she looked or anything else.
Right.
Part of it, I was kind of like, I mean, I would be creeped out, but she also did creepy shit too.
Right?
Mhm.
She
So
totally
I kind of
stalked
feel like
him.
they're on this equal ground,
Mhm.
unknowingly. But
Mhm.
then if they got together, like whatever, because they both kind of did weird shit.
Maybe it's living in the era of knowing the NSA could and might read my emails anytime they want, but it does not bother me that much.
Yeah.
I'm like, whatever. Maybe because like now we put so much of our lives online through Facebook or Twitter or whatever.
Yeah.
It doesn't impact me at all to think about somebody reading my emails, especially at work.
But would it have been 15 years ago?
Maybe
Before-
much more so. Yeah, is what I was thinking. Like before the whole Twitter puts, I'll put whatever on Twitter, not whatever, but sections of my private life go on Twitter and it's not a big deal. So, but probably 15 years ago it would have been.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah, I don't know. I do think like with how both of them acted in the end, like knowing that, like they're kind of on an even playing ground.
Oh,
Because
totally.
she was kind of just as creepy.
She followed him home. She was kind of creepier.
Yeah, that's not right.
Yeah.
Right?
Did you guys think Lincoln was believable as super hot?
I was surprised when that kind of description came up. Maybe I wasn't paying attention earlier, but I was totally picturing like kind of, average or less than average dude.
I don't know. They brought up stuff like about him being bigger, like a taller dude. So I was just like, okay, whatever. And then the farm boy type stuff came in, and I was like, okay, whatever. Like I don't know. I didn't find it unbelievable, but I was just kind of like, okay, we just never got that detail. Like I don't feel like we got a lot of detail about what Beth looked like either, though. Besides like that she has a big boobs. Like that was it.
And strawberry
And her
color.
arms. Her arms. She doesn't like her arms. That was the other thing.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that was about it.
I just felt like it was incongruous to think of this super tall, super muscular, hot guy who goes to the gym and works out and gets all buff, who in high school didn't manage to like hook up with any other women or something. Like,
He was
why
really
weren't more
awkward,
women
though.
hitting on him throughout his life? That's where the disconnect was for me.
I mean, unless they were, and he just was too awkward to notice.
Which is
what they were
possible.
doing.
Definitely possible. His personality must be so much more than how he looks, was kind of how I saw it. Because he's just like every other nerd playing D&D and, being shy and awkward, but at the same time he's described as sort of like not that.
Right? He was like the jackpot dude.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I'm not saying I'm not down. Just surprised.
Like, I feel like it
good
was kind of sprinkled
package.
in there, but it wasn't, like, enough to make you be like, oh, it's just like Jennifer. Like, you didn't know what she looked like really either, except for she used to be fat. So, like, okay. But I think
least
that's part of this book's, like, strength was you didn't know what anybody looked like in a weird way. I don't know. I mean, if it was all through email communication stuff, basically, and Lincoln's point of view. Okay. What the fuck was up with his mom, dad, sister backstory stuff with Lincoln?
That shit was weird.
You
That
guys
was
think
my
like
thought.
his mom just like wanted a baby, got knocked up, had Lincoln, and was like peace out to the dad?
I wasn't bothered by the lack of details on the dad, but the insinuation about the bad relationship between the sister and the mom, I was like, what's that all about? A little bit. And then I'm sure it's an actual thing that probably happens, but the fact that he was like 29 and then the way his mother still acted when he wanted to move out really bothered me. Like,
Dude, that's my mother-in-law. For serious.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, my kid's 15, and I'm like, let's prepare you.
Yeah.
Let's prepare you
That's
now.
right.
Yeah.
That's not my
Like, it's not that much longer, right? What time is it?
The things I could tell you if we weren't live. I'm gonna tell you, but I can't say anything.
Sure.
I did want to know why his mom and sister like didn't get along, and I think part of it maybe is like when you watched how his mom interacted with Lincoln, and then his sister, like I think maybe his mom's just one of those super pushy moms.
Oh,
And that
definitely.
was maybe a big. I mean, she obviously was, so that was probably a big part of it.
I also got the feeling that she was not, the way she raised the sister was not the way she raised Lincoln. That she was
Yeah.
more of a
Yeah,
hard
seemed
partying
weird.
kind of.
Yes.
A different dude
I
every
got
night.
the impression she was a druggie or something.
Yeah.
So how do
Some
you
kind
think
of.
she's supporting his mom? Like I was confused as to how she was supporting herself.
Yeah, right?
Because she doesn't work, and I was like, is she just like dealing drugs?
That was my
What
question.
the
Like,
heck?
she has money. Also, he's 29, and he never thought to ask her what she does for a living. Really?
Yeah, it was weird.
He's like, I don't know. She just doesn't work. Like, what? That bugged me. That bugged me a lot.
Yeah.
Me too.
Like, does she have mafia money? What is going on?
That's
I
funny.
was like, there's some amazing, interesting backstory here, and I want it.
Yeah. Yeah, I
I
was
was
right
right one.
fan
Well,
fiction.
gosh, she was in the mafia and dealing drugs and maybe pimping out some hoes. Done.
That's why she cooked so well.
Yeah.
Mm.
See them all.
Maybe she ran one of those mafia restaurants back in the day.
Yeah.
Totally.
Dude, those still
Front.
exist. It's cool.
Oh, yeah, you're right. You're right. Back in her day, I guess.
She had to go into hiding.
That could be it.
Oh, she's witness protection.
See, she's gotten way more interesting already.
I know.
Fan fiction, guys.
I think that she would appreciate Rainbow Rowell would probably appreciate the fan fiction we're writing right now. Do you guys feel you got enough of Beth's character through all the emails? I did. I thought like Beth and Jennifer were really well developed through just email communication, which is insane.
Yeah. What did you like? I know it's another sub question to this question, but Beth's relationship with the hot band guy, I thought that was really like weird. That whole thing, like this guy that she just literally supported, and they were together for 9 years, and he didn't really have anything going on other than his music. Like, again, I guess these things happen, but
Supported on her
Man.
film critic career.
Right? That's what I mean. Like, these people were making some bank. That just does not happen anymore in newspapers.
It's tragic. That's tragic.
I really did not like him. I did
No.
not like that boyfriend. I mean, and you're obviously not supposed to, but like especially when she told the wedding story, I was just like, oh, I want to go punch him.
Right?
But I
I wanted to
don't
punch
get
him
how,
right in the
like-
gut.
how did it take 9 years for her to like break it off with him is my question. Like, he like goes in these phases where he just doesn't want to be at home or around her, and like, he just seemed like
I
a
would have
deadbeat
pieced out after like
boyfriend.
2 years.
You
There's
know?
no way. And I'm not even saying like they have to get married because I'm not that type of but like the fact that like at a wedding he was like, I love you too much. It's too intense. We can't get
Gross.
married. I was like, what?
Right? He
No,
puts it on
that's
her.
not-
It's her
yes.
fault that he withdraws and becomes this douchey guy that doesn't come home for weeks
Yes.
at a time.
I love that she was like, oh, we're done. I love that that happened that way, that she didn't just be like, oh, I'm so sorry, because I've seen that, in fiction.
Yeah.
And it was great for her to be like, what? I liked
Like,
it.
I know.
Yeah, I liked that a lot. He did not know she was going to break up with him when he said that, and it was pretty delightful when she did.
Yeah.
Yeah, I had like some real like victorious feelings over that breakup for sure. I was just like, yes, you got rid of that dickwad.
Yeah, I like the line where she said that her parents seemed happier that she and Chris had broken up than her sisters got married.
Yeah.
Good for her though. Like I felt a real like right on sister kind of moment.
Yeah. No, for sure. I was so tired of that guy.
Sitting at the Village Inn with his book, D-bag.
No. I'm just gonna start telling people I love them too much. That's why I can't talk to them.
I didn't return your email because I love you too much.
It's too much, you guys. I can't.
Valid excuse, right?
Right.
No, it's usually you tell people when you don't like them anymore, so they just don't know you don't like them. They just think you like them too much.
It's brilliant.
What does that even look like? Liking someone too much.
You fill up too much of my head, Ness.
I'm sorry, Amelia. That's just the way
I can't think of anything else.
Did you guys, like, was it just me, or, like, I knew that in the beginning he was going to fall in love with one of the girls, but to me, it wasn't obvious right away which one of them that was going to be, because I could see it, either one of them or their relationships ending, because there was Beth and, was it Chris? And then Jennifer and Mitch, and, like, with Mitch wanting a family and her really not really wanting kids, I was like, I could see them breaking up over that. And so I didn't really know for a while who he was going to start, to like until a little bit, like, toward the middle of the book, I guess.
I only knew because I read the description. And it says Beth in the whatever it's called, the little blurb. But when I was reading it, I had a moment of like, wait a minute, who the fuck is this going to end up with?
Mm-hmm.
And then I was like, oh, okay. Pretty quickly on. On Jennifer and the baby situation, how do you guys think the author handled the pregnancy miscarriage stuff?
The pregnancy stuff, like, I felt like she went from, no, I don't want a baby, I don't ever want a baby, babies are the worst, to, let's have a baby pretty quickly and with nothing in the middle to explain why.
Yeah! Wasn't that, like, that's the most terrible idea? It's like, I'm just going to do this for a relationship. Like, that just sounded like the worst reason to have a baby.
That totally works all the time.
I wondered if, like, maybe that discussion was had outside the emails, since we don't get that in this book, maybe. It was, like, really weird and abrupt, though, and I really...
though, from a perspective of somebody who, I guess you could say I spend a lot of time with people who have a hard time in their relationships.
Right.
It was extremely believable for me. I've seen that so many times where people make that choice.
I've seen it a lot, too, sadly.
Yeah.
Which made it even more believable in the end that I thought the relationship might fail. Like, especially when they had the miscarriage, I wasn't, like, expecting the whole, oh yeah, I really, actually did want a baby and I didn't know until I lost it that I did or whatever. I thought it would have been, like, kind of maybe like a wake-up call. It's like, oh, I didn't really want to do this, and maybe,
that would have been probably more believable than her totally changing her mind.
Like, I did like how the miscarriage was, like, communicated basically through, like, email silence.
Yes.
Yeah.
I thought that was really good, and I thought that the way, Beth put aside what happened with her and Chris to, like, comfort Jennifer was really, like, what a friend would do in the situation, too, which was really nice. I don't know, it didn't feel like some books would be like the one girl would be all mad because the other girl had her issue or whatever, whereas instead she definitely, like, put her stuff aside to comfort Jennifer, since that's really a probably really shitty situation to go through, I'm going to go with. So.
I thought their friendship was, like, really awesome. I was like, man, that's awesome.
Yeah, they have
a
a really solid friendship, and it was well portrayed, I think, for how, like, females actually should be friends instead of, like, catfighting and bullshit that you usually read in books. So.
It reminded me a lot of conversations I've had with Belle. As I was reading it, I was like, oh, I wonder if I could get her to read this book because they remind me of the way they harass each other,
Mhm.
but clearly care about each other. It was really cool. It was fun for me to read for that reason. I was like, oh, yeah, it's just like my friend. You know?
We got any other questions? That was the last of the list. You guys think of anything else?
What did you guys think of Sam, his high school girlfriend?
What a wackadoo.
Oh,
Terrible.
crazy.
Terrible.
And what do you
And then
meet
she
her
blows
again?
up again.
Oh, that was so bad.
Oh my god! And starts
Didn't
calling
think
him
so,
all the
I
time.
know.
I'm like, girl.
Oh my god. I was
I thought
so
that
glad
was
when he
weird.
threw out her phone number after the thing. You know?
I
Like,
just thought it, like, the idea that she would, like, sit there and call his mom to get a hold of him was really weird to me. Like, I felt like she didn't want to catch up. She wanted to, like, cheat
Hook up.
on another
Yeah.
dude to
Oh,
hook
yeah.
up. Because
Yeah,
she
and-
was a serial hooker-upper type. Like, totally.
well, and the whole, like, when she runs into him and just tells him, like, the way, I hate when people talk like that about their lives as if you should know all about their life because they're so important that you kept up on them and then you have no idea about the person you're talking to, you know? Like, just when she's like, oh, yeah, talking about her kids as if he knows she has kids and we lived in Dublin or wherever the hell they lived and all that stuff. Her character irritated me, but again, it was realistic in that, you know, you can expect them, you know, the high school sweetheart thing and the college thing, and you could totally see it coming when she's going on and on about how everything's changing and she can't wait for that to happen, and you're like, dude, you're so screwed.
Yeah, I knew that. I mean, I saw that coming. Like, when he was talking about her, just like, I was like, this is not ending well. And when they tell the breakup story, I was like, you poor thing, are just you're being
Saddest.
strung along, and I feel so bad.
Saddest. And I was okay with her acting like that her first year of college because juvenile, you know, that's all right.
Mhm.
But when she came back and acted like an asshole as an adult, I was like, oh no.
Yeah.
That is not
He
okay.
did not develop into a good person.
Right? Like, she did not learn from her mistakes.
No.
That was great. It was really well written that she was it wasn't much of it. It was like 2 pages, but you really got a picture of who she was.
Mm-hmm.
That's good writing. I'm impressed by that.
This is her first book, too.
Wow.
I know. I was expecting, like, it's not going to be on par with the others, but it was, and I was like, wow, she's just a really good writer.
You know, she was a journalist before.
Yeah.
She worked at a newspaper. So I wonder, Ness, if she was writing her fantasy newspaper.
Or is she like 800 years old? Because back in the day, that's what newspapers were like.
No, she's not that old, I don't think.
Before the internet ruined everything.
Let's Google.
Now it's
I have
basically
to say, I'm glad I didn't go into journalism, which is what I was going to do in college. No offense.
I'll just be over here crying in the corner.
I like, my job is very marketable. I will always have a job. It won't always be the
what
best
a
job,
jerk.
but I'll always have a job.
Just rub salt in the wound, Amelia.
Yeah.
Just rub it in.
Yeah, no,
She's
you don't want to
41.
try to trust. 41?
Mm-hmm. So, I mean, she's not that old. So I don't know how much of the heyday she would have been around for.
I would say 41 is not old at all. I just have to clear that out right now.
Not like that. No, I just mean
Amelia's
like
face the whole time, and it was
Oh, God.
no. I meant it like she's not 800 years old. Like nothing.
so good. So good.
I did not
there you
mean it
go.
like that. I am
5
sorry.
years older than me is 100. Okay, great.
Yep.
800.
You're welcome. Let's go ask 10-year-olds how old you are and
We
how old
love
that
you.
is.
Oh, dude, that is amazing. If you want to feel old, ask a 7-year-old how old they think you are.
Oh, my,
God.
the kids are hilarious. You're so
Yeah.
old. God. I'm like, shut up.
No, I just mean like she was probably around for some of the heyday of newspapers then, but not.
In the 80s and 90s.
I imagine like it started slowing down pretty quick when she was doing it too.
I mean, yeah, it's
Internet. Ruins everything.
Tragic.
It does.
Tragic story.
I think it's just old white guys ruin everything. I think
Yeah.
that's what it is.
It's a rule for life, really.
Yeah.
It is. It's a good rule. What would you guys rate the book? Go, somebody. How many stars you giving it?
Okay, I gave it a 4 out of 5.
Out of 5?
Yeah, out of 5. We'll do Goodreads.
I think I would give it a 4 out of 5.
I 5 out of 5'd it, but I just thought it was like the best little fun light read ever.
It was cute.
And I think it was what I needed at the time, so.
After the
Definitely.
Nazis, yeah.
I know, right? It was not depressing. That is good.
Nobody died.
I gave it a 3, but I really liked it.
God, Amelia.
I know, so finicky. It did not have enough sex to get a 4.
Well, true that.
As you will.
Yeah, I was just like, oh, it was so light and fun, and it would be a quick book that I'd recommend to people.
Totally,
Again.
no,
So I was like,
great.
that automatically for me, like, pretty much 5 stars books. Like, if it's something I would recommend to somebody, I usually 5-star it.
Yeah.
Or at least 4, so. Mel, have you decided or not yet?
I haven't decided. I will have to
Okay.
get back to you guys this week on that.
So look out on Twitter for a tweet about what next month's book is. Mel's picking. So
Yes,
We'll see.
it wasn't supposed to be me, but it will be.
we've had some shakeups. It's okay.
No, it's totally
Totally
fine.
understandable ones, yeah. Just last
think
minute
really
having
hard.
to pick a book is not easy.
I don't want to recommend something that's shitty. So.
No pressure.
The worse the book, the better the book club, though. Remember that.
Yeah.
I mean, we can always go back to the ladies of the underworld.
Yes,
Yeah, we
if
can.
we
Oh my
must.
god, it's so bad. One day.
We can have more pancake sex, you guys. So there's
Yeah.
that.
Right? That's what I'm saying. Bad books are just as valuable.
I was like, it was really funny yesterday, like, just to divulge a little bit about myself. Like, I'm, like, hormonal right now, and I'm like, man, there's a lot of things, right, that I could, go for right now, but one of them was waffles, and it made me think of the pancakes. I'm like,
Why are you on my wavelength, Mel? Because yesterday I was on a tirade about fucking waffles, like all
I
night.
think it's your fault. I think you said
Fucking
waffles. And
waffles.
I'm like, man, I want
Wow.
waffles and sex right now.
Well,
I
I know a
don't
book. I
morning.
can recommend a book that combines those two things.
Look, you just have to change words, and it's still waffles and sex, so.
That's right.
Hole in your face. Just a giant waffle just shoved right into your face.
I was trying to explain the name of our book club to my husband. He was just like, you know what? I'd rather not.
My mom's on Twitter, and she saw a tweet about it, and she's like, what is that?
Oh my god.
Oh my god! So I'm telling her, and she's just like, ew!
No one thinks that's hot. No one
Nobody
thinks that's hot.
hot. God. Not hot.
She's like, that would be so sticky, and I'm like, I know!
And not in a good way. God.
Oh, thanks, Mom.
That's what they're all saying. My mom's awesome, I know. I was just like, this is a really awkward conversation, but also hilarious.
That's so
And I
funny.
meant to tweet you guys and be like, my mom asked about the title. She's just like, how is that I don't understand.
Why is that a thing?
We don't know either. We don't know either.
So, it just is what it is. We release it into the wild and
It just happened.
let it sit there. So yeah, we'll tweet out October's pick here and dates upcoming. I don't know. We'll probably decide a little bit later. I got some stuff going on. So that's it. Say bye, everybody.
All right.
Peace
Bye.
Bye.